Hello, maths lovers. Today I'm going to be explaining a very amazing polynomial called the Quatic polynomial using this example on the board that says factorize f of x, which is equal to 2x to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus x plus 6 completely. So we have to factorize completely this polynomial. Is a polynomial particularly with the power of 4, so called a Quatic polynomial. So factorizing this polynomial completely means we have to find all the factors of that particular polynomial. So I am going to use the factor theorem that I talked about in my previous video. So for those of you that have not watched my video, the video that I did on factor theorem, I'm saying please go back and check the videos. Thank you very much. So for those of you that are not subscribed to my channel, I'm saying please click on that subscription button for you to get great content like this. So let's get to it. So the factor theorem says if you have a polynomial and you fix a 1 in that polynomial and you get a 0, that means that's 1. That number is a factor of that polynomial. So that is the first thing I'm going to do. So when we get the first factor, we use that first factor to divide the polynomial. So this is it. So f of x is equal to 2x to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 3 minus 8x squared plus x plus 6. Okay. So we'll fix 1 in this particular expression to see if we can get a 0. So 2 open bracket 1 to the power of 4 minus open bracket 1 to the power of 3 minus 8 open bracket 1 to the power of 2 plus open bracket 1 plus 6. All right. 1 to the power of 4 is 1. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, so we have a 2 here. Minus 1 to the power of 3 is 1, so we have 1 here. Now 1 to the power of 2 is 1 times minus 8, we have a minus 8 plus 1 here, and we have our plus what, 6. So basically 2 minus 1 is what, 1. 1 minus 8 is what, minus 7. That minus 7 plus 1 here gives us what, minus 6. Minus 6 plus 6 here is what, 0. So everything here is 0. So that means what, f of 1 is 0. So therefore x minus 1 is a factor. So x minus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. So the next thing we're going to do is to use this x minus 1 to divide this particular polynomial. That means we want to reduce the polynomial to a more smaller polynomials using the long division method. So we have our factor here, x minus 1, and our long division line here. So the question is 2x to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus x plus 6. All right. Now x to the power of 4 divides x here, gives us what? 2x to the power of 3. 2x to the power of 3. Now 2x to the power of 3 multiplied x here, also we have 2x to the power of 4 back. Now 2x to the power of 3 multiplies minus 1 here, we have minus 2x to the power of 3. So put our imaginary minus sign and we'll draw a line. I like drawing my own line complete. So this is it. Now 2x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of 4 is 0. So I'm going to put a dot there. Now minus x to the power of 3 minus. So this minus is going to affect this minus, and we'll get a plus here. So that means minus x to the power of 3 plus 2x to the power of 3 gives us an x to the power of 3. Okay, so since there's nothing here, well, let's bring down our minus 8x squared, bring down our plus x, and bring down our what, plus 6. Okay, again, x to the power of 3 divides x here, reduces, so we have a plus x to the power of 2 plus x to the power of 2 multiplied by x here gives us what, x to the power of 3. Again, x to the power of 2 multiplied by minus 1 here gives us minus x to the power of 2. So if we draw a line completely here and put an imaginary minus sign, we have x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 3 is 0. So I'm going to put a dot there. Also, there's the minus sign here, there's a minus sign here, there's a minus sign here. So this minus is going to affect this minus. So we have a plus here now, right? Minus 8x squared plus x squared gives us minus 7x squared. Let's bring down our x. So we have our x, because we're through with this side, plus 6. Okay, now again, minus 7x squared divides x here gives us minus 7x, right? Minus 7x multiplied by x again gives us what? Minus 7x squared. And minus 7x multiplied by minus 1. There's a minus here, there's a minus here, so it changes to plus. So we have a plus 7x. So let's draw a line here. So we now have this imaginary sign here, imaginary minus sign. So this goes, so this is plus, that's 0 there, 0 there, and this is now, see, there's a minus here and there's a plus here, there's a plus here. So here is minus 6x, and let's bring down our plus 6. So if we divide minus 6x by this x, we have what? A minus 6. If you multiply, you have what? A minus 6x. Again, minus 6 multiplied by minus 1 gives us a plus 6. So let's rule our line here. So put our imaginary minus sign. We have a 0 here and a 0 here. So finally we have gotten another polynomial, which is this at the top here. This at the top here. So we are also going to use the factor theorem to find the factor of that particular polynomial. Use that factor to also what? Divide the polynomial. So I am going to call this particular polynomial g of x. So therefore, g of x is equal to 2x to the power of 3 plus x squared minus 7x minus 6. So I'll clean this one at the top. Okay. So if we fix a number and we get to 0, that means that number is a factor of this polynomial. So let's try 1, right? Now, if you fix 1 here, that's 1 to the power of 3. 1 to the power of 3 is 1 times 2 is 2. 1 square here is 1. So we have a 2 here. 1 plus 2 is what? 3. Now, here we have what? 7, because minus 7 times 1 is minus 7. So 3 minus 7. 3 minus 7 gives us what? Minus 4. Minus 4 minus 6 gives us minus 10. So 1 is not a factor. What a minus 1? What a minus 1? So if we fix a minus 1 here, we are going to get a minus 2 here, right? Because this is to the power of 3. So we're going to get a minus 2. So it is going to change. So this is g of minus 1 to be equal to 2 open bracket minus 1 to the power of 3 plus open bracket minus 1 to the power of 2 minus 7 open bracket minus 1 minus 6. Okay. Now, minus 1 to the power of 3 is the same thing as minus 1 times minus 1 times minus 1 in 3 places. So we are going to get a minus 1 at the end of the day, right? So that minus 1 multiplied by 2 gives us what? A minus 2. Now, minus 1 square is minus 1 times minus 1, which is what? 1. Then we have a minus 1 multiplied by minus 7 gives us what? A plus 7. That's minus times minus is plus. Then finally we have our minus 6. Okay. Now, minus 2 plus 1 gives us minus 1, right? Plus 7 reduces to 6. Now, 6 minus 6 is 0. So g of minus 1. So recall from factor theorem that we have x minus a. X minus a. That's if you have a number and the number is a factor, that means x minus that number is the factor. But in this case, we have a minus 1. So our a is minus. So I'm going to replace this a with this particular minus. minus 1. So we have x minus, open bracket, minus 1, close bracket. So that minus times minus gives us what? Plus. So this is now x plus 1. So this is the original factor, not just minus 1. This is the original factor. Okay, so we're going to use this factor to divide this polynomial. Now, in dividing, it means we are saying we want to reduce the polynomial to a lower term. Okay, so I'll clean this now. Now, in dividing this, we have 2x to the power of 3. 2x to the power of 3 divides x here, gives us 2x to the power of 2. Also, 2x to the power of 2 multiplies x here, gives us what? 2x to the power of 3, right? 2x to the power of 2 multiplies 1, we'll get to 2x to the power of what? 2. So we draw also another long line. Put our imaginary minus sign there. This is now what? 0, right? Now this is plus and this is plus. So that means we have a minus 2 plus minus 2x squared plus x squared is minus x squared. So bring down a minus 7x, bring down a minus 6. Okay, now minus x squared divides x here, gives us a minus x. So if you multiply, we have also a minus x squared. If you multiply x by this 1, we get a minus x. So rule a line, also put an imaginary minus sign. So because there's a minus here, it's going to affect this minus. So here is 0. Likewise, since there's a minus here, it's going to affect this. This minus is going to affect this minus. That means that is what? Plus. So we have minus 7 plus x. Minus 7x plus x is what? Minus 6x. So minus 6x. Now we'll bring down our minus 6. Minus 6. Now minus 6x divided by what? X gives us what? Minus 6. Minus 6 multiplied by x gives us minus 6x. Also minus 6 multiplied by plus 1 gives us minus 6. So we'll draw a line and put an imaginary minus sign. And we finally have what? Here as what? 0, and here as what? 0. So we have gotten a quadratic expression here at the top. Quadratic expression there at the top. So finally, we just do a normal factorization. So I am going to do the factorization here. So is we have 2x squared minus x minus 6. So what are the if you multiply the first term by the last term, you get what? A minus 12x squared. 2x squared multiplies minus 6. So we get what? We get a minus 12x squared. So what are the factors of minus 12x squared? Particularly minus 12 is what? 6 and 2, 4 and 3. So we are using 4 and 3, right? So we get a minus 4 and plus 3. So I'm using, instead of now minus 4 plus 3 is 1, right? Minus 4 plus 3 is 1. But since there's an alphabet there, or a variable there, minus 4x plus 3x is x. So we're using that in place of the x here. So we have x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. So if we put this, if we group this together and this together, we now have what is common between these two is 2. So we have 2x outside the bracket, and we have x inside the bracket minus what? 2 minus 2 close bracket. And here what is common here is what? 3. So we have a plus 3 open bracket. We have x minus what? 2 close bracket. So if we bring the terms that are outside the bracket, we now have what? 2x plus 3 in bracket, and again x minus what? 2 in bracket. So this is a factorization of what? This quadratic equation. So our quatic polynomial is equal to Therefore, our quatic polynomial is equal to, the first factor that we had was x minus 1. The second factor was what? X plus 1. And the last factors, which is this, is 2x plus 3 and x minus 2. So this is the factorization of the entire polynomial. This is it. So thank you very much for watching.